Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You know what? I'm going to turn on a little more light up here. I am upstairs in my studio and it's cold. Like, it is cold here, you all. It's cold. I know I'm not going to get a lot of folks on this live this morning, but I am making this video while this content is fresh in my mind, and a lot of you will watch the replay, and that's okay. But if there are any gentlemen joining me on this morning's live, I want you to let me know if I'm onto something. Okay? I want you to let me know if I'm telling the ladies correctly. This live is for the ladies this morning. And let me know if I'm either leaving something out or I'm headed down the wrong path. You let me know. Here's one thing I will say in our discussion this morning, good morning, is that yes, all men are different. And I want you to get to know the one man in particular that you may be interested in, ladies, because he may do things a little differently. However, I'm going to share with you some of the things that men want, excuse me, and men need. My voice is still waking up this morning. What men want and what men need. Okay, so as a gender, as a sex, being raised around men my whole life and hearing them talk, this is what men want and what men need. I'm going to preface this conversation by saying, and I've always said this, my voice is waking up. That's why I got my coffee. Ladies, you need to prioritize understanding and accepting men. And how about this? Let me add this. And I say this all the time, especially to younger ladies, older ladies. Y'all want a man, right? Because that's in your God-given DNA. You don't like men. You don't like men. You don't love men. And trust me when I tell you, men can tell. Okay? A lot of women, beautiful women, accomplished women, women that I think are great. I don't attract men like that. Or, you know, I attract men, but it don't go anywhere and this and that. So you know what that tells me? That energetically, you are not a match. Energetically, you're not a match, or you don't like men. You don't like men. Can I say that out loud? You don't like men. You don't appreciate men. You don't accept men as they are. You haven't taken the time to learn about men. And I always give this analogy. A man is like an exotic animal, right? If I want to own an exotic animal, I have to do my research. I have to learn everything there is to know about that animal. I have to learn what to feed it, you know, what environment it works best in, just it's nature, everything about it. And you all want to go out and get a capuchin monkey and bring it home to your apartment. You don't know anything about it. You don't know what to feed it. You don't know how it sleeps. If it's up at night, you don't know nothing. And I want that. I want that. That's not enough. So, you have to learn about men as a sex, as a gender, and you have to learn about your man. So that's 2 levels to that. I've already done my homework on the first. I've spent my whole life studying men. I've spent my whole life coming to terms with men are not women. They don't think the way we do. They don't move the way we do. And that's okay. That's okay. I spent the second part of my life accepting that, right? So just like men in the red pill are teaching other men about female nature, like, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad that men need sex. I'm not mad that men are visual. I'm not mad that men are compartmentalizers. I'm not mad about that. And if I want to have one in my stable, I have to understand it and accept it. And here's the last thing. Okay? So liking it, accepting it, is you're learning about men so you can get the best out of them. Right? You can get the best out of your man. And get the needs you have met while meeting his needs. Because remember, relationships are reciprocal. The relationship don't exist, ladies, just for y'all. It's not just about you. Y'all treat men and the relationship like a purse, like a pair of shoes, like a article of clothing that, oh, it exists to make me look good. No, that's a problem. It don't exist to make you look good. Can I go here? It exists for your service. Okay? It exists for you to serve within that relationship. That's why it exists. Ooh, let's go here. It exists to improve you. We grow in romantic relationships. That's why relationships exist, so we can get better. Okay? The work that we do alone is great, but guess when you really gonna be taxed? In that relationship. I have so many women right now that I am working with. I pushed them back out there to date, and they came running back. I was like, what's happening? What's the problem? This is what we've been working on. This is what we're working for. Go on out there. You done met somebody. Go on and do the skills. Say the things, do the work. Do the stuff that I taught you. Oh, no. Oh, I'm triggered. That's the point. Because there is no real work until you apply it. Until you can stay cool, calm, and collected with a man saying something to you that you don't like, then you ain't ready. Like, that's the work I've done. That, okay, I can be with you. I can address the vulnerabilities I have. I can recognize when I'm triggered. I can still remain calm. I can still have a measure of emotional stability. But I have to explain to women, you doing this work with me or on your own, okay, so if you can't apply everything you learn with the man you with, this is all for naught. Like, what are we doing? You got to do it in the relationship. So anyway, I can go on forever and ever. Okay, forever and ever. But y'all learn. I'm gonna teach you today. Learn about the thing you say you want. Okay, learn. So just like red pill, I'm gonna teach you. It's the pink pill. Okay, I'm gonna teach you about the nature of men, and I'm not teaching you this to have you be pissed off and, well, why are they like that? That's so wrong. Stop that. Stop that shaming and blaming. Okay? I don't blame my dog for not being able to swim like the fish in the fish tank. Okay? I don't blame my cat for not being able to bark like my dog. That don't make no sense. Okay? The nature of the animal is what it is. It's what it is. I have a dog, I have a cat, I have fish, and that's what it is. Okay? I don't ever ask any of those things to be different than what they are. And I need y'all to stop doing that. Okay? I don't tell men how to be men. I understand men. I understand the nature of men. And as a therapist, I do work with a lot of single men now. Single men or married men, and they come in on their own. And I do work with them on how to be stronger, healthier, masculine men. But I don't take them out of their nature to do that. I don't tell them, yeah, go home to your wife and just let it all out and start crying. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is going to make some people mad. You ready? Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, female nature doesn't want that. Like, I don't want my man every time I turn around crying and just completely, an emotional mess. I need the frame. I need the masculine frame to feel safe. Now I'm turning into the man and you're turning into the girl. So polarity says, no, don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. Don't go home and dump all your emotions out on your woman every chance you get. Don't do that. But you can, within your frame, you can express yourself. You can, I teach men how to get stronger in their communication. I teach them how to either verbalize or in writing. Right? I teach them those skills because, can I be honest? We don't know what's in your head. We don't know what's happening inside of you. And some people don't know. They don't know what's happening inside of them. But at some point, you have to get that out of you. Like, I can respond in kind. I can respond in a great way when I have the information. When I have the knowledge of, Anita, I'm going to write you this letter. Anita, I'm going to send you this email. Anita, I'm going to talk to you on the phone. Anita, we're going to talk on FaceTime. Anita, we're going to talk in person. Right? It has to come out of you. And I love letter writing. I love emails. You can write it to me. You don't even have to say it. You can write it. And I'm good with it, because if that's your way of communicating to me kind of what's going on and how you're feeling, I'll take it. I'll take it. And ladies, be open to that. Be open to a man writing to you how he feels or what he thinks. So that's something I'm working on. I have a lot of new male clients. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about men coming into therapy and doing the work. Oh, I'm excited. Can you tell? I'm excited to be a part of that process. I'm excited to share the multitude of books that I've personally read, written by men for men. And I'm excited to introduce that to men, because the time has come. The time has come. So, all right, I'm going to check out your comments, and then I'm going to dive in to this lesson that a lot of women need. Y'all need this now. Okay, men can smell drama and will try to tell another man exactly where they are going to have a problem with a woman. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, wait, that's reciprocal is key. That's right. That's right. Relationships exist for both people to feel good. Okay, and for both people to grow. That's it. It's not just about you. When you're in the car with your man and he is quiet, he is not mad at you, he's at peace and enjoying driving his car and just zoned out. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that, because women love words. They love words. And sometimes, can I be real? I'm a woman. I love words, but sometimes it's exhausting. Like, men are just like, shut up. Can you shut up? It's exhausting. Do you have to talk so much? I get it. I get it. And ladies, sometimes you need to be quiet. You need to just be quiet. Okay. Go within yourself. You don't have to talk so much. Okay. It's a whole lot, especially to the masculine man, a man who's in his masculine energy. All those words coming at him all the time. It's just too much. It's just too much. Okay. I like your genuine straightforwardness. Thank you. You're awesome. Happy the universe put me here. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love the support of the page. We need each other. We need each other. I'm over the, okay. He says, oh my God, please give my wife a private lesson. Yeah. A lot of, but I do this in my counseling practice. I do this in my coaching practice. And the hardest part is getting a woman to accept what I'm telling her about men. Like, she'll listen, but it's the acceptance of it. It's just breathe it in. I just breathe it in. Just go ahead and accept it. Stop fighting it. Stop wishing it was different, because it ain't. That ain't going to do nothing but frustrate you and frustrate him. It ain't different. It is what it is. And that's the hardest part, just getting women to accept it. So I spent a lot of time doing that. Just trying to get them to breathe it in, take it in. Okay, I saw that on an episode of Bell Collective last night. Those women can't take criticism or bad news. Yeah, that's a female trait. Some women are genuinely afraid of men who are smarter than they are. It's not a competition. No. And I welcome that. Ooh, Lord. I welcome a man that knows more than me. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're also going to talk a little bit about leadership. A lot of women have a problem with male leadership. That's a huge problem. That just make them cringe. The thought of a man leading the relationship. Oh my gosh, it just makes them cringe. Expectations with pride is a relationship killer. The pride, man. Woo, that ego. Do that ego work, please. Okay, you need to emphasize you talking about people speaking to each other. Texting is not letter writing. That's true. And you notice I didn't say texting. I said a letter, an email. I'll even take an email. A letter, an email, telephone, FaceTime, in person. I do not do the texting thing. So, yep, I agree. I agree. All right, let's get into this lesson. So, one of the folks on the live talked about, when your man is quiet. So here's the science, okay? Because I love science. I love data. I'm a very unique woman that way. I can reach in and touch my feelings, but I also can be in my rational mind. And it's important to be able to do both, okay? We cannot live by our feelings. That's not productive. That's not healthy. That's not going to get us what we want. That's going to have us living a life that's a mess. And we can't just live in our head. We have to be able to access our feelings. So we need to do both. That is the work of men and women. Women sometimes are just driven solely by how they feel or how they want to feel. And men can live too much in their head, too much logic, too much rational mind. And we need to access both. That's super important. My role as a teacher of polarity, relationship polarity, and masculine energy, feminine energy, my role as a therapist is to teach human beings to be more balanced. It's balancing the two. It's knowing when to apply each one. Okay? I apply my masculine energy when I'm on live, when I'm in my practice, when I'm teaching and encouraging and inspiring others, when I'm writing, when I'm doing something for my business. I am in my masculine energy. I'm in my masculine energy when I'm raising my kids to some extent. Not the whole time, but the directing them and teaching and guiding and disciplining. All of that is masculine. And then when they get hurt, when they're emotionally hurt, that's when I turn on my feminine energy. I say, oh, you need a hug, you need a kiss, you need me to listen and not berate you. You need a softer, more nurturing touch. So we have to learn when to apply each one. No one is 100% one or the other. I have to clear that up about polarity. Okay. It's not about being 100% masculine or 100% feminine. If a woman was 100% feminine, she is very much she's in danger of being taken advantage of being hurt, of being abused. Like that masculine, that boy energy in her has to rise up to protect her. Now, once she connects with a good masculine man, he takes that job over. See, when I'm with a man, I don't need to activate that energy because I'm with a man. I'm like, there we go. Anything pop off, you got it. I don't need to activate that energy. And that's what a lot of women need to understand. Stand down, fall back off of that. If you're with a good man, there you go. There's your masculine energy. You can lean back into your feminine. Okay. But he talked about, the talking and the words. Here's the science. Women use way more words than men. That has been studied. And even in, little girls versus little boys. Women use on average 20 to 25,000 words a day. Men on average use between 7 and 10,000 words a day. And so this idea that, why isn't he talking? Why isn't he? Okay, it's science. It's science. Women and men's brains are different. A woman has a bridge that connects, we all do. We have a bridge that connects the two hemispheres of our brain. It's called the corpus callosum. And that bridge is much bigger. It's much wider in a woman, in a female. And so that means she can access both halves of her brain simultaneously. Men, that bridge is smaller. So he has to be on this side. And then when you ask him a question about his feelings, he has to go to this side. And then when you ask him, he has to go, it's a very slow process. Here's another piece of science. And when I tell you all, it took me a year to accept this. I mean, I'm embarrassed to admit that, but it did. It took me a year to accept the fact that men on average, and I want you all to test this, because again, this is research. Men on average, when asked a question, it takes them anywhere from 7 to 15 seconds to formulate an answer. 7 to 15 seconds. That's a long time. That's a long time. And ladies, have you ever, and I know you have because I have, asked a man a question, you wait 3 seconds. That's the average time it takes a woman to respond. 3 seconds. And what do? We wait 3 seconds. And when no words are coming, we start talking again. We start talking. And the man is like, okay, I guess you don't want to know. I guess you don't want to know my answer because you talking, And, oh man, it took about a year for me to accept that. Okay, Anita, you got to get patient. You've got to wait. And now I'm just like, And I mean crickets, right? I can hear the crickets chirping, and I just wait it out. I wait it out. I wait 15 seconds. And then after 15 seconds, I may say, do you need more time to kind of process the question? And then he may respond, yes, no, or, whatever he responds. And yeah, he says more like 20 seconds. Yep. So wait. Wait quietly. Do not start talking. Just wait. Just wait. But that's a science that men are not, they don't process as quickly as women. And what I would do is I would observe the conversations of women, right? I would just sit there and look at two women talking. I would observe the conversations between men. And it is much slower. It is more intentional. Men are very intentional about what they say. They're not just like, blah, 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 blah. That's women. Women just be talking. They be talking. Okay, back and forth. Like I'm just like, oh. I was doing that the whole time. But men, it's a more intentional conversation. It's a slower conversation. There's processing going on. And some men, they actually can't, process everything that happens in the conversation for days. Like it can take them hours or days to fully process what was said. They're like, okay, I need to, all right, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get back to you. Okay. It may take days. Days. That's the truth. And women, although we find this incredibly frustrating, the reality is we are different. That is the science. That is the science. We just are different. Our brains are different. We are hormonally different. And so, ladies, there's going to be times where you are going to give your man time. Because remember, the relationship that men have with time is totally different than the relationship we have with time. Women have a very special relationship with time because our bodies are actual clocks. Like we know time. Men, not so much. They're just like, yeah, babe, how long we've been dating? Like a month. And she's like, 8 months, 5 days, 23 minutes. Like, she know. And for him, 8 months feels like a month because he's like, oh, okay, we've been dating that long. Like, they just don't have the same concept of time that women do. Yep. So, yeah, less words, okay? 7 to 15 seconds to respond to a question that you ask, all right? And, yeah, if he's not saying anything, that in a female's world, in a woman's world, see what I said about words? If a woman is not talking, it's a bad sign, right? Because that's what we do. We talk. Words. So if a woman is not talking, if no words are coming, yes, I would say to a man, that ain't looking good, because women use words. They like words. But for a man, ladies, if there are no words, it don't mean anything because they're going to speak less words anyway. Stop making it mean something when it means nothing. Okay? Stop making it mean that he's mad at you. You've done something. No, it doesn't. Stop making anything he do about you. Right? Unless and let me give you this caveat. Unless a man is willing to communicate verbally or in writing something I have done that has caused the problem, it ain't about me. Can I go there? It's not about me. It is not about me. And I let men know this. That, bruh, if I've done something and you're not verbally or in writing getting it out of your head and letting me know what it is, it ain't about me. It's not about me. That's my firm rule. That's my rule for everybody. That unless I know about it from you, then it's not about me. I'm going to go about my business. I'm going to keep doing whatever I'm doing. So, it ain't about me. Nope. I don't work that way. Now, if you come to me and you like, Anita, I don't like that you did this. I don't like you telling so-and-so something I told you in confidence. Now it's about me. Okay? Now it's about me. I can own it. I can say, I should have did that. You right. I should have kept my mouth closed. I don't know what I was thinking. I shouldn't have did that. See, I can own it, but I'm going to keep it 100. If you don't let me know it's about me, it ain't about me. All day long. All day long. Okay? What's a man's primary love language? What makes a man feel good about being with you? You must respect him. You must have an admiration for him. And what is admiration? Oh my gosh, look at how you are. Look at how you live. Look at how you move about in the world. Wow, there are qualities about you I wish I had. Ladies, can you honestly say there are men out here in the world that you admire? And who are they? Are there any men out here in the world that you admire? Any men out here in the world that are killing it in some area of life that you can admire? I have men that I admire as fathers. I have men that I admire as athletes, as, you know, their workout, their discipline. I have men that I admire in terms of their grooming, the way they look. I have men that I admire as far as how they make money. I admire men. I look up to men. And I know that's just like, ooh, women are just, oh Lord, they just losing it. They're losing it right now. But you must respect. You must admire. And can I go here? You shouldn't be entertaining a man that you don't. I don't understand this idea of, well, I just take any old thing and then, okay, I'm gonna go here. So excuse, and then bitch about it later. So you accept any old thing and then everybody else got to hear about your no good man. Like, what sense does that make? Huh? Really? Because you chose him. It's going to always come back to that. You chose him. You sleeping with him. You're dating him. You married him. You're living with him. You're in a relationship with him. Last I checked, we all grown. Last I checked, we have the ability to make choices, and choices have consequences. So, respect. What does respect look like? That mouth. That mouth you got. The reckless mouth that you got. Why do you think that you can talk to a grown man like your child? Like your dog. Some of y'all talk to your dog better than you talk to your man. What makes you think that's cool? What makes you think that's okay? And again, I can hear it already. But Anita, you don't know my man. What he be doing? Why are you with him? Then why are you with him? I can't tell y'all. I wanted to post some of them, and then I said, don't do that. Don't post that. But I wanted to post some of the responses I got from women to the, have sex with your husband. Well, my man is this, and he don't be doing that, and he's bad, and he's awful. And what? Why did you choose him? Why are you with him? In my mind, these are simple. These are simple questions. I'm not going to maintain a relationship with a drunk, an addict, a man who's violent or emotionally, abusive. I mean, I'm just not. I'm not doing that. I only got this one life. I need to, feel good in it. I need to feel loved and supported and cherished. So I'm not maintaining that relationship. And can I go here? I need to have sex. So if I'm not, attracted to my man, if I'm not getting my needs met in that way, okay, we need to go our separate ways. Because it ain't just about him. I need some tender love and care. So, yeah, that's who you chose. Choose a man you respect. Choose a man you admire. Choose a man that you like. Choose a man that you like. I make sure that I date men and I let enough time go by. I learn about them. I ask questions. I spend time with them. I observe them. And I determine, in the first probably month, I determine in the first month, do I like him? Do I like him? Do I like what he's about? Do I like how he moves in the world and what his life is like? Do I like him? And if the answer is no, then I abort. I disengage. I'm like, nope, this isn't the person for me. There's something here that I just don't like, and then I just go about my business. Okay. Yeah. Okay, he says the 3-second, 15-second fact is real. I have told my wife more than once that she uses her tongue as a verbal assault weapon. We do. And women have got to check their mouth. Their mouth is reckless. So think about it like this, women. Your mouth is like a man's fist. And what I find so interesting is that if a man responded to you with his fist the way you responded with your mouth, we would have a problem, wouldn't we? We would have a problem. We have a whole lot of police being called, a whole lot of daddies or brothers or uncles being called to come over here and get this man. But you are doing that same thing with your mouth. Check yourself. Check yourself. I would never, again, I'm only dealing with men I respect. So I'm never going to come out of my mouth in such a way so as to verbally assault him, because those things, see, this is how men and women are different. So your mouth is equal to a man's fist. That's how men and women are different. Women use their tongue as a weapon, just like a man can use his fist as a weapon. Okay? So we got to work on that. Respect is a man's number one love language. And you know how it ain't hard to determine that? It's biblical. It's biblical. God designed us this way. He asked men to love women, to cherish women, because that's what we need. I need to feel deeply loved and cherished by my man. Okay? And he asked women to respect husbands. Respect the man. The man ain't looking for the love that you say you need. He just wants you to respect him, because respect is love. And then I think God, in his ultimate wisdom, he knew that respect thing was going to be hard for a woman. And he knew that love thing was going to be hard for a man. But he's like, that's what I'm giving you to do. So not the thing that comes naturally, because it's natural for a woman to love a man. It's natural for her to, oh, girl, he just that's natural. No, he's like, I need you to do the hard thing, which is respect the man. And same for the man. I need you to do the hard thing, which is love the woman. Okay, cherish the woman. Okay? Thank you, Carter. He says, you need your own TV show. I do. That's the goal. That's my goal. A woman can never love a man that she doesn't respect. That's right. That's right. And women fight me on that. Women fight me on that. And women, they will try. They will try to do that. But it shows. It shows in their actions. You must respect him. You must admire him. You must like him. But so many women today don't like men. And I'm going to be honest and say this. A lot of men don't like women. Like emotionally, they're not feeling women. They're not. They don't feel safe. They don't feel heard. They don't feel seen. They don't feel accepted. They don't feel accepted. They can't be amongst a woman and just be. Like, can I just be? Can I just be what I am? Can I just think the way I think? Yes, it's not the way you think. But can I just be the way I am? And ladies, you're going to get more out of a man when you just accept him. And how about this? If you can't, if there are things about a specific man that you cannot accept, don't tolerate him. Don't tolerate him. That's what a lot of women are doing. Can I be real? Y'all are tolerating men. You're not accepting them. And you're not rejecting them. That's what's so crazy. Like, you're not accepting them and you're not rejecting them. You're tolerating them. That's a horrible place to be in. It's horrible. It feels horrible. It's like this weird purgatory, right? In between heaven and hell. It's like, I'm not fully, accepted, but I'm not sent on my way. I'm just tolerated. And no, I'm gonna keep it honest. I either accept a man or I reject him. There is nothing in between. Because nothing good's going to come from that. He's not going to feel good. I'm not going to feel good. I either fully accept this man, good and not so good, or I reject him. Whatever's going on with him is just, okay, I have to reject. There's not more good here than there is not good. And that's what I want you to ask yourself. Is there more good in a man than there is not so good? Is the not so good not so big that you might have to reject? So for me, a not so good that's really big, even if he has a lot of good qualities, is addictions. Like, I got to reject. Addictions to substances, addictions to porn, addictions to gambling. Like, I got to reject, because that overshadows all the good that's in him. Yeah, I can't do the addictions. I can't do that. I can't do the violence and the aggression. I just can't do it. I can't do the cheating and the lying. See, he could be perfect. He could be perfect in every other realm. But if he is, if he is consistently sleeping with other women, I can't do it. Like, I just can't do it. And I know women are like, yeah, girl, that's the only bad thing. Well, for me, it's big enough that I just can't do it. I can't accept it. Because guess what? I can't feel good. I can't be the best Anita I can be knowing that my man is out here sleeping with other women. So I just can't. I can't be my best sexually. I can't fully open up to that man. I can't fully, relax and trust. I just can't. So you have to figure that out for yourself. For everybody is different. For everybody it's going to be different. Okay. And of course, you have to figure that out for the specific man that you're with. Okay. You got to figure that out. What are the things about him that are good and not so good? And is the not so good, is that something that, okay, it overshadows the good? It's so big that I can't do it. Okay, is she in love with him, or the concept of what she is doing in her life? Speak on objectifying of men. Oh, for sure. I spoke on that earlier. A man is like a purse or shoes or a dress. It exists to make her look good. It exists to make her feel good. Like, it's not about the relationship. It's not about the giving and receiving, and, it's not about that. It's a thing. It's another thing that women want to acquire. Yeah, girl, I got this man. We going to this ball and we going to this wedding, and look at how good we look. Let me post it. Look. Does it feel good? Does it feel good to both of you? Does it meet the needs that both of you have? Because the picture don't tell me that. The picture don't tell me that it don't feel good. So, like I said, I want y'all to be careful. Just be careful. I choose to engage with men. I choose to date men. I choose to be in relationship with men. And a big part of that process for me is, can I serve this man? Do I respect him enough to serve him? To sacrifice? Like, these are real questions that I ask myself. If I'm going to be exclusive and committed, of course I want to know if my needs can be met. Can I meet the needs of that person? That's what a lot of people are missing. A lot of women. And Love Dorsey spoke on this. Now, Love Dorsey, she has a very profane mouth. So I'm going to leave it there. Okay. There's a lot of wisdom within her. Sometimes the profanity, it takes me to another place, but there is wisdom there. And she's often said, you women are not taking into account, can you provide what that man needs in order to be with him? And that is wise. And a lot of women don't ask themselves that question. Yes, I want to be with Tyrone. Yes, I want to be with Chad. Yes, I want to be with David. Yes, I want to be with Jose. Yes, I want to be with this man. But what does he need? What is he going to need from you to maintain that relationship? Hi, I teach from both sides. Keep that platform going. Truly needed, and I love your hair. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, we have to. It can't just be one-sided, because healthy relationships are not one-sided. It's not about, like I said, a man doesn't exist to be your accessory. And let me say this. Oh, y'all really gonna fight me on this one. You ready? A man is actually deeply, more so than a woman, deeply emotional. Deeply emotional. Oh my God. Inside of a man. I've often said this, and men, I hope you're not offended, but I've often said that deep inside of a man is a 5-year-old little girl. Okay. Like that's how truly sensitive and emotional men are. They are culturally programmed not to let that show. It's deep in there. Deep. Oh man, a man got to really trust you to show you that. It's deep within him. But it's in there. And that's why that tongue hurts so bad. That's why those words hurt so bad. That's why the disloyalty hurts so bad. When a woman cheats on a man, oh, y'all. When I tell y'all, oh, Lord, y'all. Can I tell y'all this? I've had a man come in my practice. Anita, I am still processing the pain of a woman that left me 16 years ago. Of a woman that cheated on me and left me 16 years ago. I kid y'all not. This is a true story. That's a true story. I'm like, what? And I'm just thinking, huh? We talking about this? They're like, yeah. Deeply sensitive, deeply emotional. You have to understand that. And see, a lot of women think because of all that bravado, all of that outside, what looks like strength, stoicism, you assume that there are no feelings there. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. That man cares deeply. That man cares deeply. And even if you leave, even if in your unhappiness or whatever's going on and you leave and you think, and he's like, oh, go on then. Go on. Ain't nobody think about you. Go on about your, trust when I tell you. Now you don't know what his pillow looked like at night. You don't know the dark space that he is in, okay, when nobody sees. When nobody sees. Guess when we see it? We see it when he, drinking. And he having too much to drink, that's when they come out. That's when the little girl come out. Like when he drinking and have a little too much, the little girl come out. The 5-year-old girl come out in him. Or he's high, that's when you going to see it. When men use substances, that's when that wall comes down. That guard gets let down and it's going to eep out. It's going to eep out. Or when he go to therapy and he sit in front of me and I accept him as he is and I validate him and I, support and appreciate and he finally feels safe, it's going to come out, y'all. It's going to come out every time. Every time. I'm trying to teach women how to be this woman for your man. That way you can see little glimpses here and there. But the first thing, ladies, you got to do is you have to be willing to be vulnerable yourselves. You have to be vulnerable. You have to guide a man. You have to be that vulnerable guide. You have to be in touch with your feelings. How many women have I recently in the last year been coaching or counseling? They're emotionally unavailable. And they love to say that men are emotionally unavailable. Y'all love to say that. Men are emotionally unavailable. No, girl, you are emotionally unavailable. You don't know how you feel. You don't know how to be appropriately vulnerable. You don't know how to express your feelings to a man. That's what's really going on. But we are a guide to a man. That's why it's so important that women do their emotional work, that they regulate themselves emotionally. Because a lot of y'all don't provide emotional safety for a man. And you're like, well, he just don't talk okay, but you're not safe. Like you leaving that part out. You're not safe. You taking all of that and it's going to come back up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Right? Don't do that. Let me tell y'all something. I've gotten so much better at that over the years. If I'm with my man and he's sharing and this and that, and then, we get into a tiff and I get mad, guess what I do now, y'all? You know what I say? I got a little saying because I put that saying in my mouth to go, Anita, so we arguing about something and I want to bring something up. And guess what I say? I say, you know what? I could say something right now. That's it. That's it. That's the fail-safe warning for him and for me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't bring that thing back up. Don't throw that thing up. I just go, you know what? I could say something. And that phrase right there reminds me, no. You are not providing emotional safety. Don't do that. And a lot of you ladies need to work on that. That is your work. Hello. Yes, I do relationship counseling or coaching. So in the state of Virginia, where I am licensed, I can counsel you. But anywhere else in the world, I will coach you. Okay. I will be your love coach. All right. But socialized to be emotionally unavailable. Yeah. But I think a lot of women are too. A lot of women are emotionally unavailable and they don't think so. It's crazy. If we show women real emotion, will they judge as differently as being less masculine? It's just, no. I think that a woman provides emotional safety. And again, I'm not asking men to come in the house and cry every night and whine and complain and talk about their problems without finding solutions. No, women don't want that. I'm just going to keep it real. We don't want that. That makes us feel emotionally unsafe. That makes us feel unstable and unsure about you. Like there is a balance that we need to have. So yes, there is a balance. I will say this live. When his mama is sick or dies. Yeah, well, that's what society says. Society says that it's okay for that little girl to come out when someone dies or when he is really sick or going through something. I'm hoping that we are getting to the place where we are expanding that. There are more reasons that a man can express himself, can show emotion or his feelings outside of those two things. But I agree with you that that's what the culture says. The culture says that a man can only technically express two emotions, and it be socially acceptable. And those two emotions are anger and lust. Like that's it. That's what the culture feels comfortable with a man expressing. He may express anger and he may express his lust. He may look at a shorty. Oh my God, look at the tail on that shorty. Look at that fatty, right? We're cool with that because, that's just men being men. And then he can get angry. He can be pissed off about something. He can express, being irate. Outside of that, if he is sad, if he is hurt, if he is frustrated, if he feels hopeless, if he feels rejected, if he is confused, like we're not ready for that conversation. We're not ready to have that very real conversation. And yet, all of those things happen to men. And then we're programming women that no, men don't have feelings. Men don't, they don't miss us. They don't, love us, miss us and feel like, ooh, I made the biggest mistake of my life. No, they're fine. They go on. They jump into another woman's bed. That is not true. That is not true. And if you knew men like I know men, you would know that's not true. Do women ever think that your man needs you to inspire him? Not with your grocery list of expectations, but how you live your life. For sure. For sure. And again, I am my best self. I am living my best life. And sometimes that is exactly how I get a man to do something different. I inspire it. I inspire it by going out for a run or what I'm eating or what I'm reading. I'm sharing new information and new knowledge with him. I am inspiring him by how I manage my money. Like, yeah, for sure. That's for sure. That's why I think every woman needs to do her own work. And then that work will continue within the relationship. Yep, that's it. That's it. How do I book a coaching session with you? So you go to the link in my bio. And you are going to hit the link tree and it is going to direct you to my website, or you may go to the website. It is www.betterlovemovement.com and you will click the services tab and you can get a 15-minute consult that doesn't cost you anything, or you can book a coaching session there. And my website is being updated in the next 2 weeks because I'm going to offer some more services. I'm going to expand some things on my services. And then I'm setting up my Instagram store. The other thing I'd love to tell you all is that you have the ability to buy badges. You have the ability to fiscally promote the page by buying badges. So every time I go live, I am going to start saying that, like, hey, if you love this live, if you got value from it, please consider buying a badge. Okay? Because it does help. It helps the platform. It helps me to grow. There are things within my platform that they do have financial obligations, updating my website, other things, the content that I create, it does have a financial aspect to it. So if you would ever like to support the page, support the work that I'm doing, consider buying a badge. You can buy a badge during these live sessions. And like I said, I need to start saying that. That's something that's new to me. So I have my little sticky note up here in my studio, and it says, please buy a badge. It reminds me to say that. Okay. All right. One last thing, and then I'm getting ready to head out. I got to take my daughter to the mall. Thank you, Carter. Thank you so much. But ladies, like I said, your man is not that complicated. I always say this. I actually love this about men. I love how, thank you so much for buying a badge. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. But one of the things I absolutely love about men is they're not that complicated. Like, they're really not. And in some days I wish I was like that, right? I wish I was like them, the compartmentalizing and not using so many words. Yeah, I really wish, man, I wish I could be as simple as a man. I wish I didn't, wasn't so complicated and needed all these things to be happy. Like, oh, it just frustrates me so much. But they're not that complicated. And if you just take a little bit of time to ask questions, give them time to process, look at lives like this and learn about men, learn about the things that, thank you, Carter. I appreciate you so much. Learn about, the things that men want and don't want and need. They're not that complicated. They really aren't. And I love that about them. Thank you, Tony Nichols. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But yeah, ladies, it's not that hard. And yes, does it require effort? See, that's the key. It requires effort on your part. You have to want to do that. You have to want to get to know men. You have to want to gain more knowledge about them. And then, this is what I tell you all is the hardest part. You have to accept that. Accept what I'm telling you. Women, if they spend more time refuting what I tell them, and I say, if you spent that time just accepting it, like stop refuting, men shouldn't want sex, and men shouldn't be visual, and men shouldn't care about what I look like, and men should just accept me the way I am. Okay, but that's not going to change. like you feeling that way isn't going to change men. It isn't going to change who they are in their nature. Evolutionarily, this is how men are. Evolutionarily, men are designed to seek and to create and to pursue and to initiate, right? Those things make them feel good. Those things make them feel purposeful. They need to do that. They need to work. They need to provide something, right? That's how they are in their DNA, and you not liking it isn't going to change it. So in my mind, you're just frustrating yourself. The man is who he is. You're sitting around saying he shouldn't be that way, and why is he that way, and that's dumb, that don't make no sense. You're doing all this blaming and shaming, and it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change a thing. So you spend that time just accepting that this is how it is, and develop some hacks. I develop hacks on, okay, I know men are this way, I've just accepted that. Okay, how can I use that, to benefit me, to make me feel better? How is that helpful to me? That's how I do it. And that way I don't sit around frustrated like, these men and they're like this and they don't talk and, they're not able to. No, I say, okay, there's going to be moments where I need it to be quiet. Great. We're in the car and it's quiet. Or maybe he's quiet over there driving and I got to look at something on my phone. I need to post something. Great. Thank you for not continuing to talk. I got to post something on my phone. That's it. That's it. But thank you so much, Garland. If you spent that time, like I said, stop fighting against male nature and just accept it, you'll be happier. You'll be happier, I promise you. Because that's what I do. I just accept what it is. And I don't, tolerate that in and of itself. Like, ew, that just, ew. It sounds so awful. Oh, let me just put up with this man, girl. I got to have one. So, let me just, they just get on my nerves. That's how a lot of women sound. I kid you not. And I be listening. They don't realize I'm listening, y'all. I be listening and I be thinking, Lord, that's why your relationship in the trouble that it's in. I just be listening. So, okay. But I am headed out. Thank you so much. If you are looking at the replay of this and you are a man, I want you to put in the comments below, what are some things that men want and need? What do you specifically want and need from a woman? Let's keep this conversation going. That's why my platform exists, to have healthy dialogue, healthy conversation. Okay, keep it respectful in the comments, but please express what you want and need. Ladies, take notes. Pay attention. I don't want any disrespectful comments. I don't want any pushback. I'm going to delete you. I'm going to delete you now, okay? Whatever they say, that's what it is. You don't got to like it, but, it is what it is. Women need to see what men do when they go play golf or fishing. Unless we are with friends, we don't talk. I agree. And like I said, I love it. I love it. I have done those things. I've gone golfing. I've gone fishing. I've gone hunting, okay, with my dad. And when I tell you, it shocked me that I went that long without saying anything. Okay, that was the first rule of the outing. My dad was like, okay, so let me just, and it took me and my brothers. Let me give y'all the rules. Shut up. Okay. I was like, dang. And look, y'all, this is what's so cute about it, right? So my dad has all these like hand signals, all these nonverbal ways to communicate while hunting. I was like, dang. Ain't no words spoken. No words are spoken. Okay? I loved it. And I love nature. So that was the best thing about it. So I was with my dad, with my brothers, and I was in nature. I was in heaven. Y'all. All right, if you're coming in on the end, please check out the replay. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone today who purchased a badge. I love you all. You all know I want you to win out here. I want you to win in life, and I want you to win in love, because our relationships, they really are the most important thing. That's what's going to be throughout our entire life. We're going to have a period of life where we work. And sure, a lot of us define ourselves by that. We're going to have a period of life, where we are producing or creating. But guess what's going to be true in the entirety of our life is our relationships. From the time we're born and we're forming that bond with our mother and our father, our siblings, till the day we die. Who's sitting next to us when we die? Who's sitting next to that bed? It's relationships. It's the people in our life that matter. Don't ever forget that. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. And as always, stay open to love.